2016 was a really tough day in the office as far as winemaking is concerned. The weather conditions, the nature of this season was really challenging. I mean, we had to deal with hail, we had to deal with rain. Growing grapes is like any agricultural crop. You have a season. And the thing about growing wine grapes is that you have one chance every year. So we have a period where we want to have rain coming through, where during the growing season where we've got the canopy growing, but then once we get to the point where we actually have fruit on the vine and we're trying to get what we call flavour ripeness coming through, as well as the sugar ripeness actually coming through, the more rain that we get, the more challenging it actually becomes. Because what we're trying to do is get that flavour through the sunbeam there. Once we get rain, then that flavour essentially gets diluted, and it reduces our opportunity to pick at the right point in time. Because after we pick fruit, we can't put it back on the vine, so we only have that one chance to sort of get it right. The beauty about Hungerford Hill being multi-regional, having fruit from the Hunter Valley, from Tumbarumba, and from the Hilltops area, we're not completely reliant upon one region to ensure that we can produce wine every year. If it's not Hunter Valley this year, it'll be Tumbarumba next year, or it might be Hilltops the year after. So the fact that we're multi-regional just gives us the opportunity to sort of start again. So we sort of have 3 bites of the cherry every year, which is a lot more than most. Semillon in the Hunter Valley always survives, and it's the one variety, again, despite a really challenging year, has just come up incredibly well. So we've got a couple of really smart parcels of Semillon this year. Shiraz, again, being an early ripening variety, we have 2 parcels in that look really, really good. Unfortunately, like everyone else, there's a few parcels that just didn't make it this year. With Tumbarumba being cooler climate, higher altitude, it's suited to Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, Pinot Noir, Tempranillo. Certainly the Chardonnay again has shone through, and Hilltops, whilst they suffered a little bit of hail this year, the Cabernet is looking really, really specky. Again, we only had a couple of small parcels that actually made it through, but what we do have looks absolutely fantastic. As each parcel has come in, we've spent even more time than we normally would trying to decide what sort of yeast we might use, what sort of oak treatment that we might apply to that. It's taken a lot more work and a lot more time. I think we've all aged a bit this year as a consequence, because we've simply had to work a lot harder than we normally would. However, the result is that you are able to produce wines that are consistent with other years, but will still show the natural variation that you're going to find from vintage to vintage. So even though it's taken an enormous amount of work to get where we are now, we're certainly very, very pleased and quite proud of what we've done this year. It's one of those years where you have to work so hard to ensure that you're achieving those styles of wine that are just a really important part of our brand.